Jewish community of Rhodes.
What interested me is this picture here. This could be your friend Berkman's family because
Menashe.
his mother was a Menashe. This is Esther Menashe, Samuel and Esther Menashe. Rhodes, 1912. Maybe it's...
Yeah, it could be. From 1522.
Yeah. The Jewish community of Rhodes. Yeah.
This is from 1593, from the Jewish
This is a
cemetery of
Matzeva.
Rhodes.
Yeah.
It's a Matzeva. Burial stone for the dear honor of our master Moshe Sidi departed to the house of his world and was buried on the 22nd of Av in the year 5353, 1593. May his soul be bound in a bond of life. From 1593. The Ladino language. And this is from the original doors. The main street of the Jewish quarter. The Jewish community of Rhodes. Here shows music. What a vibrant community. Rabbinical college. What the Italian Jewish school.
What interests me is there's so many names that I can relate to. Like Hesson, Menashe, Amato, Soriano, Hassan. These were all names that we, extraditions. My goodness.
Documents of Judea Spanish, Ladino,
That
by the
woman
Grand
that was
Rabbi.
here, that woman that was here, that Moshe Levi and his wife, she said she has the exact same thing for desserts.
Oh, really? That's
exactly the same thing she has.
Oh, it's
Amazing, hey? I've never seen that before.
the Jewish community of Rhodes, religious tradition. There were 6 synagogues in Rhodes. The oldest is the Kal Kadosh Gadol, dating from the late 15th century.
Where does this
It was
say?
destroyed in the Second World War.
The only surviving synagogue of Rhodes today is Kal Kadosh Shalom, which is this one, built in 1575.
The Jewish cemetery. This is from the Jewish cemetery, a burial stone from 1665. The burial stone to the soul of the very beautiful soul, the dear daughter of Eliezer Chilamir, his soul in Eden. She departed on the 29th of the month of Sivan in the year 5425, 1665, from creation. May her soul be bound in the bond of life. From 1665.
What is that?
It's a burial stone.
Yes,
The Jewish community.
Look at this, hey?
It's incredible.
How they lived. Wow,
The
the
social life.
marketplace. This was a bustling Jewish area.
Yeah.
Music.
Before the Second World War.
Yeah. What's so funny is this looks so familiar. There was a woman called Doris Menashe.
Could be.
This could be Doris
This
Menashe.
is in 1940.
When she was
The Jewish
a young
community
girl.
of Rhodes.
Who knows?
Here's with the rabbi.
It says after 1940. Wow, she looks just like Doris Menashe. My goodness.
What a community. And here's also a burial stone from 1655
Wow.
from the Jewish cemetery of Rhodes. The burial stone of a doe of beauty, Mrs. Nerassa, the daughter of dear and distinguished Abraham Hassan. Her soul in paradise died on the 7th day of Adar, 5415, 1655. May her soul be bound in the bond of life from 1655. Look at the Hebrew, it's like everyday life, the Jewish community of Rhodes. This is the rabbinical, they had a rabbinical yeshiva as well.
Wow.
Can you believe it? The Jewish community of Rhodes. Look how vibrant this is, the shul. (1920). Here's the old chest of drawers, original. Here's pictures from the Jewish community.
It was very different to how it looks now. Don't know.
Nissim and Rachel Cohen.
October 1852. Wow.
This is the maternal great-grandparents of Esther Menashe, late 19th century, dressed in the traditional. And this is the Jewish quarter, the Jewish community. Here's the ketubah from 1873. Cordova, Franco Cordova. And here's another one, ketubah from 1852. Menashe Israel. Marriage contract of Yedidia Yosef Israel and his wife Rina from the family of Menashe Israel. In memory, her father and mother, Raphael Hassan, Luz Amira Hassan, and the grandparents, Eliyahu Hassan, Sarota Ben Benesti Hassan. This was donated in memory.
Good music.
Okay. And this is the Sefer Torah, 16th century.
Ilan? Inay.
This has got 49 lines per column, and it was written about 400 years ago.
Namigila.
The run was embroidered repeatedly with the word Jerusalem, Yerushalayim. This was handmade by Pera Menashe Benoin in 1920 and given a gift to her daughter Esther from the family of Esther Benon Pivas. The Hanukkah menorah was donated by Esther Bachar Shane, in loving memory of her parents, Shlomo and Grazia Gordeval Bachar, as engraved on its base. Here was the mikveh. These are all the items for the mikveh. Bridal shower. This was from a bridal shower. Letter from the President of the Jewish Community from 1929 and 1912 from the Grand Rabbi of Rhodes. Megillat Esther from 1862. And just to fill in, this is from Ted Hassan. These are the passports. 1919 from Rachel Kapaluta from the family of Ray Cordon. Italian passport of Chaim Cordon. And here's this for him. Megillah. From the family of Esther Mizrahi Weissman. From Megillat Esther. And this is a Lidina instruction booklet. This was from the Rabbinical College of Rhodes. The 60-page booklet describes how the Rabbinical College was founded in Rhodes in 1928. It contains biographies of the professors as well as detailing the curriculum for graduation from Lieber, Reger, Fernstein. And these are the diplomas from the Rabbinical College of Rhodes from the family of Ray Cordon. Rabbinical. Embroideries.
Более это не пойдет, я вспомнила. Более из тяжелых не пьет, он пьет только из прозрачных.
These are all the dresses, the clothes that was worn. Oh, it looks so modern.
Я сейчас пойду еще.
Traditional. These are pillowcases. Ceremonial dresses and cloaks. The Jewish community of Rhodes. And here's a bridal dress. Hand embroidered art piece used as a wall display. This is inspired by the religious scene of the sacrifice of Isaac from Selma and Franco Jaffe. And this was a woman's trousseau chest from the island of Rhodes from 1930, before she was married. Art of the Ashes. Jews of Rhodes fighting to free Europe during the Second World War. This is in 1945 April, Sergeant Capaluta standing by the tail of a German plane. On the back of the photo Edward wrote, "A German plane read to us that he wanted to give up and for us not to shoot. So now he's a PW cage. That's many pilots would surrender if he landed in an American airstrip in Germany." Isaac Franco. This is Sergeant Capaluta. In southern France, Nissim Cohen standing on top right was a paratrooper in the 517 Parachute Combat Team. His parents were Jack Cohen and Esther Menashe. And this is in June 1944 in Normandy, France, burial place of David Aladef, who died during the Normandy invasion. His parents were Peter Aladef and Serena Leon. Victor Cordon, he was born in Rhodes in 1908 and immigrated to the United States. His parents were Isaac Cordon and Sarah Hanan. May 1945 at Bergies Garden, Germany. Isaac Franco is on the left at the captured head of Adolf Hitler Yamashimo. Isaac's parents were Chaim Franco and Vera Leah Cohen. Here is the Turkish Consul General of Rhodes. All come in. The Grand Mufti of Rhodes. He kept the Sefer Torahs. And here's the pulpit inside the mosque where the Torahs were hidden and preserved during the German occupation. The Torahs were hidden. Here's where the Jewish community were deported at the end of July, August 1944, and taken on trains. They were shipped to Athens and then on a 20-day journey from Athens to Auschwitz. Many died in the trains. And here many came to, we can see here's the route from Rhodes and Kos to Auschwitz. Concentration camps. Homeward bound. And from the ashes, out of the fires of the inferno, the hands emerged out of the fire, ready to rebuild their lives, ready to fight back and raise a new generation, strong and confident, a generation that will never face the fires again. The silhouettes, the dark silhouettes slowly appearing, emerging, walking away, but promising to keep the flame burning. The sobering face, the sad and sobering face on the left, remembering and promising never to forget.
Okay, the story, Saving Jewish Lives from Auschwitz and the Holocaust. This story is about 42 Jews who were originally detained but released prior to their deportation due to the courageous acts of Turkish Consulate General of Rhodes, Selahattin Ülkümen. He had been honored by several organizations including the B'nai B'rith, the Anti-Defamation League, as well as Yad Vashem in Jerusalem, which awarded him the Righteous Among Nations in 1990 with a tree planting ceremony. On July 18, 1944, the Germans began ordering all the Jews of Rhodes to appear with their identity cards and work permits at the Air Force Command Center in the new section of the city. On July 20th, the Consul General in Rhodes for Turkey, Selahattin Ülkümen, went to the office of the German commanders demanding the release of the Jews of Turkish nationality that were being detained. He cited various treaties and neutrality agreements between Turkey and Germany, and reluctantly the Germans released the 42 Jews. All of the other Jews were detained for one more day until they were crowded onto 3 small freight ships and deported to Auschwitz. Of the 1,676 Jews deported, they were all murdered except for 151 who survived. As written by Hetzkiah Franco in his book, The Jewish Martyrs of Rhodes and Kos, Selahattin, the Consul General of Turkey, intervened to protect his nationals. He managed to obtain the release, along with the families, even in the case of marriages of women of Turkish origin to Jews of the Dodecanese. One of the Jews of the Turkish nationality, Morris Soriano, said in an interview several years later, "I owe my life to Turkish consul who showed enormous strength to save his citizens' lives." Although the 42 Jews of Turkish nationality were not deported, they were still threatened and were required to appear at 8 a.m. daily at the German Commander Center. The Daniel Turiel family, who moved to the United States after the war, described the following: "Every morning at 8 a.m. we had to present for roll call at the Gestapo. Sometimes without any given reason we were detained for 1 to 2 hours. Those hours were nightmares for us. Besides being in fear of being sent to concentration camps, we were terrified of losing our lives under the continuous bombings of the island. Since we were refused to be in bomb shelters." In a later newspaper interview, Selahattin Ülkümen stated, "All I did was carry out my duty as a human being." Let's take a picture of this.
This is the list of the
Take a
42 Turkish citizens.
List of the Jews of Turkish nationality saved by the Consul General.
My name here. It's Sephardic name. Handsome. Careful.
Noah, ici. Ah, il est là ton chat.
never forget internal memory of the 1,604 Jewish martyrs of Rhodes and Kos who were murdered in the Nazi death camps. And they were deported on the 23rd of July 1944. Here's a memorial in Rhodes in memory.